I have one in my car.
Talking points.
Right, I've already got.
Right, due to COVID-19.
Wow, this looks like we're in the emergency newsroom.
Those are all of our
This just in.
We are actually live, gentlemen.
Breaking
And
news.
Ken, you're in
Sorry.
shot. And Dave, I'm panning to you.
Nice.
I have those kind of friends.
This will be my flag.
I am one of those friends. Oh wait.
I like that. Yeah.
So apparently we're live, just so you guys know.
Are we live now? Good.
We're broadcasting, and we
Got two.
the point of this broadcast. Hi everybody. We'll do introductions here in a bit, but the point of the broadcast is to give everybody kind of an update for the gathering at the Bike Blessing, the event that A.B.A.T.E of Alaska and the motorcycle community put on every year. So we'll get into that update later. We're going to give people time to get in and join, and in the meantime, I'm Big Dave with A.B.A.T.E. I'll introduce myself again here in a bit, more prompt when we're ready to start the official piece of this. But in the meantime, I'm going to let Greg speak and say hello, and then we'll probably have some conversations.
Sure. So something else that we're doing right now is we're just giving everybody a few minutes. The fact that the whole world is online right now and everything is slower, we're just giving folks a few minutes to kind of join in, maybe just a couple more minutes or something, so they can join in, so we don't start right off at the top with all the important stuff and you miss everything that's good. Hopefully they'll be able to record it later. Probably the biggest news for today that I want to talk about is motorcycle batteries that weren't properly charged through the winter time. Mine was one. I pressed the button, bike's it's in my shop, bleh, it was nothing. So I had to charge that. That's why I was late getting here, but you wouldn't know that.
Well, and,
And so
Well,
you need a
and
new battery.
I'm getting a new battery today. If I'm going to pick up a new battery today, I actually did have mine on a trickle charger over the winter, but you know my battery's 6 years old, and it probably has long outlasted its projected lifespan for for an electric glide limited. So I'm not pouting that I need a new battery, and it worked enough to get here. I'm riding, and which brings up the other side of it is I get to ride today. Anybody who follows me on Facebook is aware that I had a good 6-8 inches of ice in my driveway and my alleyway that I needed to get across to get out a short 10 days ago. Mm-hmm. And at this point, thanks to a very good friend of mine, Chris with CNR Services, he does snow plowing and yard maintenance. He's also a member of the motorcycle community, good brother. Came and just on his own showed up one evening after I'd posted the work I had ahead of me and literally plowed out 6 inches of ice out of my alley. So I get to ride today thanks to Chris. So brother, thank you very much, and we appreciate that.
That's a good man.
Got 40 plus.
So that's and definitely for your lawn maintenance, lawn care, snow plow needs, he is the guy to get a hold of, and I will make sure and share his contact info on Facebook at some point today, just so you guys know how to get a hold of him. Good guy, good crew, and definitely your brother. I appreciate what he did because that's how I'm out today. So yeah, it's battery issues. Despite doing the right thing and leaving it on a trickle charger all winter, it is what it is, and it's probably a common thing for most of us getting out on the road.
Yeah, getting ready for this season. I noticed on the way over here that I got a new back tire 2 years ago, and I didn't get to ride as much last summer as I had hoped. Was traveling a lot for work, but the front tire is going now too. So now's a good time. I think you could probably get into some service stations, and depending on what type of bike you ride, you could probably get a lot of service done. Now's the time to get some new rubber on that thing. So
you're at about 41 people online. Probably a good time for you guys.
how many?
You're at 57.
There you go.
60.
It's about time to go ahead
Nice.
and
So
start it.
we're getting good. So if you're ready to go, we guess we'll kick it off. And so again, welcome everybody to the A.B.A.T.E of Alaska Gathering at the Bike Blessing Facebook Live event. This is going to be our official press conference for how we're handling things. And before we get into the details, I'm Big Dave Grizzly, is the way most people know me. I'm chairman of the board for A.B.A.T.E of Alaska. I've been a member of the board for longer than I want to admit. It's been a very long run, and I'm assuming I must be doing okay because you guys keep putting me back in that position. So, and I'll introduce Greg Porter and let him introduce himself.
Thanks, Dave. So I'm Greg Porter. Apparently I'm not cool enough to have an animal named after me or something. I am and I have to speak louder. I love speaking louder. So I'm the president of the Arctic Apostles, which is the Anchorage chapter of the Christian Motorcyclists Association. And I've been president there for about 8 years. Been a member for 20 years. I've been involved, in bike blessing, the bike blessing as it is for, I think this is year number 16 as far as being on the planning. And it's gone through an awful lot of changes. All of them really good. A lot of them very challenging. But there were no challenges that we weren't able to overcome. I just absolutely love everything that it does for the community. And clearly, when you look at the attendance that we had last year before, not the year that it snowed. That was a trike blessing on that year. And
I rode on two wheels.
Right.
I rode on two wheels.
That's because you got up early and you were already there. Probably you had no choice, right? So that's who I am. But I'm, along with Dave, and there's a small group of folks that we really call the engine room that plan this event every single year, file the permits. It takes a lot to pull off that event. It's not just a regular show up beans and hot dogs thing. It's a commercialized event for A.B.A.T.E. I don't want to step on your toes, Dave, if you want to talk more about it, but that, I will say a few things about that event. It's such a huge thing in our community. And I'll talk in a little bit, after Dave talks again, I'll talk a little bit about just the fact that I've already had over 2,500 questions in emails just asking about when folks heard that we weren't going to be able to be on the park strip. Everybody says, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I think we probably have some folks. Do we want to thank some folks first, though?
Why don't we kind of get the status where we're at, then we can kind of group all our people that we're going to thank together.
Good.
So, again, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you being a part of this Facebook Live event. Again, as Greg noted, times are challenging times, and so we're having to figure out a new way to do it. And Facebook and technology have provided us this venue, and so we're going to see how this works. So this is what we're planning to do, and legitimately, as far as the bike blessing itself goes, the event has gone through a lot of iterations over the last 20 some odd years. It was the gathering and an A.B.A.T.E event, and then we became the gathering and it became a blessing as the motorcycle church and the church community and the motorcycle disciples got involved. The different religious oriented groups got involved, and then for several years it was although A.B.A.T.E of Alaska has remained a 50-50 partner, for several years it really did switch over to where it was being managed and mostly handled by one of the church leaders, and I know his name. I'm having a senior moment.
It was Richard Irwin.
But who was the other guy with the?
Oh, A.Z. Suarez?
A.Z. Thank you, A.Z.
Yeah.
So Richard, yeah. And so those guys kind of were leading the charge. However, A.B.A.T.E of Alaska is still a major part of the event. And then several years ago, as other people in the community kind of moved on and did other things, the event came back to A.B.A.T.E of Alaska as the lead coordinator and sponsor for the event. And as we did that, of course, Greg stayed right in time and has been a part of it. And Ed Rutledge with A.B.A.T.E, two of our major event coordinators for many years, along with several other people. This year, Sarah Coe is the primary lead for the event coordinator.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you so much. She also helped us arrange this. So Sarah was a big part of it. On the A.B.A.T.E side, was Greg still leading it on the religious side, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. So it has changed a lot, and our biggest thing is over the last several years, we have averaged 1,200 for 3 years in a row now. We have averaged over 1,200 motorcycles at the event, and we have been maybe 3,000 people wander through the event in the course of the day, foot traffic. In fact, it's getting to the part where when we do the event on the park strip, we're running out of room for motorcycles, which is awesome. What a great problem to have, right?
Truly.
And we wanted to get bigger. Last year, the event grew to fill up the entire park strip, that entire block, with the Veterans Memorial block where we do it every year. This year, we were set to go there again. Unfortunately, we got hit with, as well as everybody else, with COVID-19 and the new mandates and social distancing requirements. And unfortunately, the city chose to rescind the permits, and we weren't able to do the event there. but May is still Motorcycle Awareness Month, and that is our primary focus. So I will be speaking to that from the A.B.A.T.E side of the house, and Greg will be talking about the blessings and what we're going to do in lieu of having an event that includes everybody together in person. And so there have been a lot of things. I think Greg mentioned earlier, even the year it snowed, it still kept a lot of people still managed to show up. So we believe the community loves this event. We think you guys want to see this event. We've certainly had the mayor and the governor involved every year with proclamations. Usually they almost every year, somebody from those offices, whether it's the individuals themselves or some people on their behalf, have shown up to speak. So we think the community is very involved in this event, and we wanted to try and continue to do that even this year when we can't do the event as a large group as we have in the past. So I think that's Greg. You want to?
I'm going to hand you that. Oh, look! Be aware. Motorcycles are everywhere. Wow! Keep your eyes open. Ask other people to keep your eyes open, and stuff. So I do want to address a little bit about the bike blessing. As I said before, we get over 2,500 just emails, let alone the phone calls and all of those kind of things that we get. People say, "Oh my gosh, where's the bike blessing?" You know, I really appreciate that. I love how much it means to the community, and that folks, you know, I have a number of, boy, if we just go back 20 years over the stories that we've had just from the bike blessing, life-changing stuff. It's pretty wonderful, pretty amazing stuff. A lot of good things come out of it. So really happy about that. So the big question everybody has is, well, what are we going to do? And the answer is, right now, so the answer is morphing. So in some meetings with all of the Christian motorcycle groups, and we even had a pretty long meeting last night, what we will end up doing, there will be bike blessings, there's no doubt about it. May is Motorcycle Awareness Month, all month. But there's never a time, you know, as a CMA member, I mean, we do bike blessings on the side of the road. When I meet people and say, hey, have you had your bike blessed? We'll talk about that in a bit. But whatever we do, it's going to be done very carefully. It's going to be done, we're not going to do, we are working with the municipality and with the state very, very closely with any plans that we have. And there's some really good ideas going on out there. I'm not going to share them today just because they may start the rumor mill or something like that. And we don't really want to do that. When the Christian motorcycling community puts out something, we want to make sure that it's extremely well thought through, and we also want it to be 100% in line with the state's guidelines, with the municipality guidelines, and then just a ton of common sense. You know, there are plenty of folks that have come to us and said, hey, I have this huge lot in the middle of my neighborhood, but you know, is that good for the neighborhood? What are we going to do? So we're going to find those ways to best serve our community and stuff while staying in those guidelines. So how are we going to get those details out? We're going to share the details here on the Gathering and Bike Blessing Facebook page. It'll be on my CMA page, Facebook page. It's I think it's CMA Chapter 629 Arctic Apostles is what it's called. And then we're going to just share it everywhere. I'm sure A.B.A.T.E will share them when we get these ideas going through. And again, there are a number of really good ones that do serve the community. We just have to kind of work the bugs out of them. We could also use a lot of help, you know. Volunteering works. If you're someone that says, I want to volunteer, by all means, get a hold of us. That would be great. So when we do get that word out, we're going to get it out. Social media is about the only way that we can do it now. So stay tuned to the Facebook. You know, we make a joke sometimes in the motorcycling community that we've had it on Facebook all year, and on the day of, people ring my phone and they ring Dave and they go, hey, when is the thing and where is it? You know, but it's all written on the picture. That's just who we are, you know, man. We're bikers, and we like to be alone together. That's what we like to be. So yeah, a lot to it. Stay tuned, I think, is what I want to say.
And in line with what Greg's saying, yeah, absolutely, social media will probably be one of our primary methods of getting the word out to everybody, in addition to the sites that Greg already mentioned. Again, the Bike Blessing page, the Battle of Alaska page, the Alaska Motorcycle Community Group page. There are other motorcycle group pages as well that a lot of us are part of. So we will be sharing across all of those different Facebook locations and sites any updates for how things are going to go. In addition to that, we will also be talking about sending emails out to all the A.B.A.T.E members. We have your email addresses, and we'll send you notifications that way. And we'll be encouraging other people to reach out to their own communities in whatever method works best for those to, again, share this information as we are releasing it to everybody. I think the important thing to note is the big question, the repeated question. Greg's getting it via phone calls, emails, on Facebook Messenger. I'm getting it all the same way. Several other people that are involved with this event also getting the same questions as, what are we doing now? We still intend on having a Facebook Live event on Saturday, May 2nd, as scheduled. Instead of the real event on the park strip, we're going to have a Facebook Live event. That for sure is going to happen. What we do at that event is still being put together. I am confident it will include some prayer. It will include some greetings and reach out. It will definitely include more pushing motorcycle awareness and safety forward, which is what A.B.A.T.E is all about. Education, it will be all of that will be getting covered in that event. The event may occur over a couple events in the course of the day. We will have details as we get closer to that event, to that time. But definitely, I know that some of us are planning to ride that day, potentially in between or during the day in between those Facebook events. If that happens, I'm sure all of us that are riding will be posting things from our ride. I would say, if you choose to do so, make sure you are aware of and follow the mandates. A.B.A.T.E of Alaska and the Bike Blessing page will definitely go through, the Gathering of the Bike Blessing and A.B.A.T.E of Alaska will absolutely go through and try to reemphasize what those mandates are as we are able. But you have to take your own responsibility and make sure you are aware of them as yourself. Personally, what I plan to do is ride by myself. Social distancing. I ride by myself all the time anyway. I will be doing it then. But I also want to make sure that we go through and people can see me, because that's the point of us being out on that day. Motorcycle awareness, making sure the community knows we are out on motorcycles, and then making sure they're looking for us, because every year far too many people don't get through without incident. So that is really kind of what we're looking to do. And we want your help sharing the word. As Greg said, please, if you see stuff, if we are posting things on any of those locations, grab it and share it, please. We encourage you to share those things, make them public. If you see stuff we haven't shared yet, you think that is good for motorcycle awareness, please put that out and share it. You could share it in the community pages. We want everybody to be able to go through and communicate, but also get out and share their love of riding. And in all probability, we'll be looking for people to provide us with photos or videos from their ride on Saturday, May 2nd, so we can share that across all of those media sites ourselves. So please get out and join us. Greg, you want to?
Yeah, if you are, first of all, every time that camera moves, be aware, motorcycles are everywhere. If you're not amazed at the diplomacy and statesman-like conduct by Big Dave Grizzly, if you're not amazed by it, you should be. That's why he keeps ending up in that position. It's because he's so well-spoken, and of course his heart is all about that. Not to mention he kind of looks like a biker. Here's some of the things that you can do right now. If you're thinking, well, what can I do right now, and you really want to get a blessing or something, if you see a Christian back patch, ask them for prayer. If you're one of those folks. If you're not, the Christian motorcycling community is well aware of what's going on, and is also going to be outgoing. If they come up and say, hey, can we bless your bike if you had your bike blessed this year? Take them up on it, because we're still not sure exactly what's going to go on May 2nd. Dave mentioned what he's going to do on May 2nd. He's going to ride alone. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. If we are able to do a bike blessing type of thing, or a number of them around or something like that, if we are able to pull that off, that's what I'll be doing. when we're not here reading the governor's proclamation, the mayor's proclamation, those things. We'll do the Facebook Live events, and then I will be involved in those for the rest of the day, and then I probably will ride by myself or with a few folks, but staggered and far apart. The other things you can do right now is, the street sweepers aren't done. It's a nice day outside right now, and they're not done. So ride with a ton of common sense. I know we always say that, but man, it's still April. Ride with a ton of common sense. The other things you can do right now is just try to bump up staying informed. Stay on the A.B.A.T.E page. Stay on the Gathering Bike Blessing page, because we will update as if mandates change or are lessened or something like that. We're also going to post that. So stay updated, or help us stay updated too if you hear something, as Dave said. One of the other great things you can do right now, this minute, at home, totally safely, join A.B.A.T.E. Join A.B.A.T.E. A.B.A.T.E is an amazing organization that does so much for the motorcycling community. And if you aren't sure what A.B.A.T.E does for the motorcycling community, then I encourage you to explore that. But you can join right now. Best $25 you'll spend all year, with the exception probably of that new Grande Crunchwrap Supreme at Taco Bell. It's delicious. But put that later, because we've all put on a little bit of, what is this, quarantine weight? So let that one go. Use the $25 and join A.B.A.T.E. Join them right now. Pretty important stuff. So.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you. You beat me to the punch, but again, we are always looking for membership. Membership is how we get out and reach people with the most information. There is a join button on our Facebook page. There are links to join A.B.A.T.E on our website. So please encourage you to visit those, get more information, contact us, send us messages, and we can certainly get out. I want to take a quick moment to thank the people who really were instrumental in helping us sponsor the event. We talked about the people who volunteered and were a big part of the event, and there are certainly other groups we need to recognize there. But as far as people who were going to sponsor the event, we had the House of Harley, we had Blue Arctic Waste, Bosco's, Alaska Leather, Mad Hatter, Team CC, Credit Union One, Steampunk, and even Shuey, of all people. Shuey, the helmet guys were helping us out to get ready for the event. And I'm sure we would have had other sponsors had things gone differently. But as it was, we wanted to make sure that we thanked the people who were stepping up early to be a part of the event and help us out with the event. And I'm hoping they are big supporters of A.B.A.T.E and of the gathering at the Bike Blessing, and we want to make sure we gave you guys and told you guys about them so that you will have the opportunity to get out and check out those businesses. We've got a lot of other businesses. You need to check out the Facebook site and the websites for those. Among them, I'm going to run down a very quick list, so please bear with me. The Alaska Cycle Center, Alaska Leather, Alaska Motorcycle Adventures, Anchorage Billiard Palace, Bosco's, House of Harley, Mad Hatter, Neighbors, Windows and Doors, a huge supporter of A.B.A.T.E of Alaska for several years now, Ron Webb Paving, Team CC, the Motorcycle Shop, Pendragon. All these businesses are still open as businesses, even if their storefront is closed. Reach out to them. Many are offering things like online orders or curbside service. You need to call and talk to them to set up or coordinate with these businesses. These are all your A.B.A.T.E of Alaska business members who help support what we do and support our mission. Another thing, just to let you know, for anybody who is aware of and follows House of Harley, at 3 p.m. today, which I think is not very far off, they're doing a Facebook Live event for T-Clocks. And, motorcycle maintenance and how to get your motorcycle out of winter storage. Good event, good information. You want to tune into that. So right here on Facebook, their Facebook Live event. You do want to check that out. Again, cannot thank our sponsors and vendors enough for stepping up and helping us out with the event. All of us, we are well aware, all of us, I'm sure, wish the event could have gone on as a tradition, allowed, not the case this year. Not going to keep us from getting out and doing our job and reaching out to you guys and sharing information and making the best recommendations we can make to help keep you safe, but also enjoy the thing we like to do. So, anything that's, Greg, you got anything else? Is there anybody else we haven't talked about that we should thank?
I don't. Not that I know of. Sorry, I'm just drawing a blank. But we always want to throw out the appreciation for the people that do work hard for us. You know, the municipalities stayed right with us the whole time when the edict did not say you were canceled yet. You know, they didn't just throw it in. So many people go into, you know, pulling off an event of that size, and just the vendors. You know, me personally, I just like the people that stayed with us right in until they said absolutely we couldn't do it. And then we have, you know, volunteers with us like Kat and Theo. I hope I didn't just steal your thunder.
No, not at all. They've
Yeah.
been two more volunteers worth noting. They've been at every meeting. Joanna, we've got several people who have been at the meetings on a regular basis, the planning meetings on a regular basis, and have been really stepping up and going above and beyond to help us pull this event off.
Right.
And so the other thing, again, just kind of a quick closing. Please tune in again for our Facebook Live event on Saturday, May 2nd. There'll be announcements and postings for that event. Ideally, some more information on what's going to happen then. So we will still be doing the gathering at the Bike Blessing virtually on Saturday, May 2nd, as scheduled. It just won't be at the park strip like we've done in the past. And so May is Motorcycle Awareness Month. That is the point of that event, and what gives us the reason and everybody the fervor to get in. We need you to please be safe if you're going out riding. In public, be safe. Be safe, be smart. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to the choices you're making, because that is what A.B.A.T.E Alaska is about. We want you to be safe while we are standing up for your rights, while we are trying to teach people to get their licenses, to be safe. If you need to do training, you want to get your license, you need a refresher course, Learn to Ride Alaska.com is our website. There's a Learn to Ride Alaska Facebook page. Check us out. They are linked on the A.B.A.T.E Alaska websites. The event, we're recording the event, so you're going to be able to watch it again later. Hopefully the recording will be a little less glitchy. I'm sure we've had some issues today, but we'll get that out. If you see the event, please share this recording. If you see it online, and direct people to it. So if they're asking questions, these sites, A.B.A.T.E of Alaska, the Gathering at the Bike Blessing, these are the locations for the official word. If you're not sure, go to those pages and send a message and get an official response back. Don't ideally share official posts, and let's keep the rumor mill to a dull roar if we can help it through this event. Again, thank you everybody so much for being here, Greg.
Yeah. So the motorcycling community really is, and this is what I'll end with, is the motorcycling community really is a family. And so how cool would it be if in this year of just total weirdness and adversity that we end up pulling off something that's even better. And at the end of it, at the end of May, at the end of the summer, we don't really know what's going to happen. There's a lot of events still planned. Don't really know if they're going to come. But how cool would it be if this year was by far was the best one ever? And it's entirely possible, but what it takes is participation, and it just takes us all staying connected, because as a motorcycling community, man, we really are a family. We really are. Put us together, and we just, the motorcycling community does more fundraising and more things for charity than almost any other group, including the government. That's just one of the things that's extremely close to my heart, and that's why we just the motorcycling thing. 4 wheels moves your body, but 2 wheels move your soul. If you're done, I'd like to close this in prayer.
Did you just real before
Yeah.
quick? Did we have anything else, or were there questions that we need to address online? Anything like that?
Thank you to her.
Oh, yeah, we did thank Alaska Leather, but I also want to personally thank Bonnie, who is actually running the camera behind the scenes there. And thank you very much. And without her, this would have been a lot more difficult, because trust me, we wouldn't have wanted to do this out of my garage. Lots of cool toys, but it's really messy. So,
Classic.
again, thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. And Greg, please take us out with a prayer.
Right on. Thanks. So here we go. I'm excited about this. Before we pray, I just want to say I'm really excited about what we can do here. Adversity just really brings out the best in folks. Here we go. Louder. Sorry, I was getting all emotional. All right. Heavenly Father, you are the high King of heaven. That is the highest title there is. There is no one above you. Father, you are so uniquely qualified to work in adversity and what we call adversity. Boy, Father, we can plan and do things and put stuff together, and we've got absolutely nothing if you're not involved. So, Father, we just give you full permission to come in. If you would just take out the obstacles that could be in front of us, touch every single person that sees this, put the right people in the path out there. I'm convinced of it, that there's someone out there that needs to see and hear not just this broadcast, but that needs their motorcycle blessed, because it's part of your plan that continues them down the path for their life. So, Father, thank you for that. Please keep us safe, not just us, but anybody in our path. When there's dirt, if there's something in the road, it still gets dark at night, Father, would you, the people on these motorcycles, there's someone somewhere that counts on them. If you could supernaturally just let them know to turn a little left, turn a little right, maybe there's something in the road that they don't see. Father, keep them safe, bring them home safely. And Father, just thank you for being that God, that your favorite place to live is right here in our hearts, even though you spoke everything into existence with a word. Thank you for just being awesome. And I lift us up in the strongest name, the name above all names, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Look at that, 30 minutes right on, buddy.
Awesome. Guys, thank you very much. Hopefully we will see you again soon.